Hello, you guys. My name is Jackie, and I am obviously one of the coaches that is helping co-run this boot camp, and I'm so excited for you guys to be in Prep Week right now. So as you may have seen, today's assignment in Prep Week is specifically about cleaning out your pantry and talking a little bit about Shakeology. And there will be another video for you about Shakeology, but I wanted to spend some time today not only talking about cleaning out your pantry, but breaking down the meal plan for you guys, why it's important, what some of the goals are, so that throughout this week, you can start to really fine tune that. And come Friday, we're actually gonna have you guys share your meal plans with us. So before we get started and kind of talking about the details of the meal plan, I wanna just touch on why it's important to clean out your pantry before you get started with this. Now, you guys, you're starting something new, and regardless of your eating habits before coming into this group, chances are you weren't perfect. So it's important to remove any temptations that might be sitting there so that after the first day, second day, third day, when all the excitement and hype kind of wears down a little bit and you're sitting there next Wednesday thinking, oh my gosh, I just want to go to town on those potato chips that are sitting in my pantry right now. What's a couple chips going to do? Girlfriend, you don't want that temptation in front of you. So toss it, throw it away, and if you have other people in your house that are like, no, wait, I need the potato chips, then have them literally hide it from you. Don't give yourself an excuse to cheat on your meal plan because you came into this with goals. We want you to achieve your goals, and there's no reason to make it harder than it needs to be. Also keep in mind, willpower is like a muscle. We're doing a lot of new habits. We're probably eating a lot of new foods. We're doing meal prep and we're grocery shopping. And there's a lot of things going on here. That takes willpower. So just like a muscle that you don't want to overuse or overexhaust so that you can't go and pick up the weight you want to use, don't use too much of your willpower trying to avoid these temptations in your pantry so that it breaks one day when you're sitting there at work and you're like, screw it, give me all the donuts, all right? Let's make this easy on ourselves and not more difficult or create more hurdles. So if you need to pause this video right now, pause this video, feel fired up, go into that pantry, go into your freezer, go into the fridge, all the things, toss the junk, text your roommate, text your husband, tell them not to bring home any junk. You guys are all gonna be happier at the end of it. Okay, now that said, let's talk about our meal plan really quickly. So first and foremost, my favorite thing about this meal plan, you guys, is this is not meant to be a diet. This isn't made to make you feel like you're starving yourself. This isn't made to feel like you have to eliminate all of your favorite foods. It's definitely not even meant to be something that you do for 21 days, and then on day 22, you go binge all the pizza. No. What the point of this meal plan is and our nutrition practices is really to fuel our body with whole, healthy, clean foods that make us feel good, that satisfy our nutritional needs, and is sustainable long term. We're going to be looking into the types of foods our bodies need to best fuel us, but also do it in balance and in the proper portions, which means we're not telling you to cut out carbs or cut out pizza or anything like that. It's just that oftentimes there's healthier versions of the foods that we might currently be eating, or oftentimes some better portions that we should be aiming for. So yes, there is healthy ways to eat pizza, and there are healthy amounts of alcohol that you can still have. The point of this is to really teach you how to eat right for your body so that long term, we're no longer craving the junk food or the potato chips. And I will tell you right now, if I go out to eat with friends, I can be totally satisfied by having 1 or 2 French fries. I don't need the whole plate anymore because honestly, the whole plate would make me feel sick because those aren't the types of foods that fuel my body. I want the salad, or I want the sandwich or the burger, all of the foods that you're gonna learn to eat throughout this group, and we're gonna teach you healthy ways to do it. So just remember, this is about sustainability and long-term happiness with our nutrition, okay? And once we get to that point, and this is the coolest thing that ends up happening, maybe right now you're like, ugh, I don't wanna eat this way, but there's gonna be a point where your body's like, ooh, this feels good, and this feels good, and this feels so good that I don't want this other junk. And when that scale flips, you're not gonna find yourself feeling like you can't have things. It's gonna be more like, I don't want those things. I don't want the fast food. I don't want the greasy, heavy, gut bomb foods kind of thing, okay? So let's keep that in mind and really, really go all in with this. Now, the second thing I kind of wanna talk about just really quickly before showing you guys how to find your meal plans is depending on where you're at right now, we might have some of you that are coming into this where you're like, I already eat really healthy, but I just want to tone it up a little bit or tighten it up or learn a little bit more, all the way to the person that's like, I literally haven't touched a green vegetable in 10 plus years. I have no clue what I'm doing, to everyone in between, okay? So here's what I'll say. Regardless of where you fall on that scale, please hear me and trust me when I tell you, these meal plans have been tested, created, researched, and put together by the top of the notch professionals, people that understand the science of our bodies. They understand the science of these foods. They understand how it all works together, and they know what they're talking about. So even if it's new to you, or maybe there's some parts of it that you don't really agree with or you have some questions on, trust the process. You came here for a reason. Whatever you were doing before wasn't working as well as maybe you wanted it to. So give yourself the chance of really going all in with this for 21 days, 3 weeks. I mean, chances are we've all been on this planet for longer than 3 weeks, and whatever we were doing before hasn't been working. These 3 weeks are gonna fly by. Trust the process, which means if you're the person that feels like maybe this isn't gonna be enough food, I promise you it will be. I was actually that person. I thought I was eating pretty healthy. It turns out I was just way overeating. However, I will tell you with confidence, I have never felt hungry on this meal plan. To the other person that we hear this a lot more often, it's very rare that somebody feels like it's not enough food. What we actually do hear more often is that people think it's too much food. Because chances are, depending on how you've been kind of living your life or what your workday looks like or anything like that, sometimes we just aren't eating enough, and we're definitely not eating the right foods. So maybe you're like, I usually only eat, like I don't eat breakfast and I just have lunch and I have a massive dinner and a late night snack. That's not the right choice for you, and that's why it hasn't been working. So maybe coming into this, it might feel like a lot of food. It might feel like way more food, twice as much more food than you're currently eating. And you might be like, how the heck is eating twice as much food gonna help me lose weight or help me get to my goals or tighten up, all the things? I promise you it will, and here's why. First off, as I said before, the foods that we're eating in this group are clean, whole foods that fuel our body, which means they go in and instantly our body is like, yes, I feel the nutrition, and it instantly kicks itself into digestion. You start to process the foods, your body's using the food, your metabolism kicks up, everything is going, and you become a really well-fueled, well-oiled machine, basically. And then you're gonna be hungrier a little bit sooner. So you're not eating these super dense, heavy foods that take forever for your body to digest so that you feel full for hours. It's really meant to only make you feel full for maybe 3 or 4 hours, if that. Because also with that, the way that we design the meal plan isn't meant to be a 2-meal-a-day thing. It's really meant to be 4 to 6 small meals throughout the day. So whether for you that means breakfast, lunch, and dinner and 2 snacks, or maybe that means breakfast, lunch, and dinner and 1 snack, or 7 snacks throughout the day, whatever is gonna work best for you. We're looking at small meals throughout the day so that your metabolism is always going, your energy is always high, and you never are gonna feel that afternoon crash because you don't just have a dense lunch gut bomb sitting there. Okay, so trust the process. And then the last part with that, if you have years of maybe not as good eating habits under you right now, or not under you, but that you've been doing, it just might take a second for your body to get used to some of these more nutrient-dense foods. If you've been eating foods that aren't nutrient-dense, it might be a little bit of a shock when you're like, whoa, I feel some things moving here. So let the process happen, be patient, and again, it's only 3 weeks, you guys. You can definitely do this. So with that said, I wanna show you guys how to find your meal plans, how to do the calculations, a couple key resources you wanna look for, and then I'm gonna quickly plug how I do my meal plan. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay, so you should be looking at my Beachbody On Demand homepage here. And what I would say here actually, and I'm gonna stop sharing this actually. So the cool thing about what our meal plans do is every single workout program has its own unique meal plan with that. So whether you're doing 80-day obsession or Lift 4 or Insanity Max 30 or P90, all of the different ones, you will notice that each of the meal plans varies a tiny bit. But every single one of these meal plans was originally created based on our Fixate meal plan, which is the one associated with 21 Day Fix. 21 Day Fix came out in 2013. It was revolutionary in the nutritional system. It's where the colored coded containers came from, all of that. And so that is the baseline. That's 101. That's where we're going to start. And then after that, all of the other workout programs took that baseline and just modified or tweaked it a bit to fit their workout. So for example, if you are doing a workout, maybe like Lift 4 or something like that, that's a little bit more weightlifting intensive, heavy muscle tearing, things like that, they might add in an extra protein serving just to really help you recover. And remember, you guys, that's the other part of this too. Your meal plan, yes, it might be a lot of food or whatever that looks like, but you need that nutrition to fuel your body and to recover your body. Your muscles need that nutrients to recover so that you can come back the next day, hit play, and rock it out. You're going to need the energy. You're going to need the endurance. You need that food. So again, trust the process. Okay, now I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down to 21 Day Fix because everyone is going to have that on their on-demand platform. So we're going to click here, and then you're going to go to Program Materials. Now, you can start here. That's going to show you kind of the instruction guide of what it all looks like, but I'm going to scroll down here to Nutrition and go to the eating plan. Now, you're going to see right away here too, there is a vegan-friendly eating plan. So if you are vegan, check this one out. But we'll start with the regular eating plan. It's a PDF, and you're going to notice right away, it's a 75-page PDF. Obviously, I'm not going to walk you through all 75 pages. I'm just going to touch on a couple key ones. But you're going to scroll through here, go through the table of contents, read the introduction, talking about how it works, all of those fun things. But this is where you're really going to start. Find the fixed container plan that's right for you. So depending on your workout program, this might look different as well, but each one of them will have one. You're going to type in your weight and then follow the calculations, times by 11 plus 400 minus 750. So I did mine. I'm 140. I did all the numbers, and it came out to 1,190. So I'm going to round up to 1,200. Now we're going to scroll down a little further. We're going to come back to some of these things. So don't you worry. But we're going to scroll down till we get, oh, actually, sorry, I skipped over the thing I wanted to look at. Here we go. Okay, the 21 Day Fix container plan. So this is on page 9. So the calculations is on page 8. This is on page 9. Here you can see plan A, B, and C, and the calorie numbers that fit each of those plans. So we have 1,200 to 1,500. That's going to be plan A. 1,500 to 1,800, plan B, and so on and so on. And there's 3 more down here, plan D, E, and F. So there's going to be a plan for every single person, regardless of your calorie count. Now, one quick note there, as I just said, mine was 1,190. I'm going to round up to 1,200. If you have any number below 1,200, you are still rounding up to plan A. And on the flip side, if you have a number that's higher than 2,800, you're going to bump down to plan F. So those are the two kind of extremes, but that's where you're going to go. So what this means for somebody in plan A is that for every single day, I get 4 green containers, 2 purples, 4 reds, 2 yellows, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 3 teaspoons. Now, you might be like, what does that mean? So as we see here, the green is veggies, purple is fruits, red is proteins, so on and so on. With your container that you have, basically, if you get 4 greens a day, whatever fits in that container, that's how much is 1 container, 2 and 3 and 4. So if you have a handful of kale and you fit it in that green container, that's 1 container for that meal. And you have 3 more to eat throughout the rest of the day. So it's this really cool kind of plug and play system. And if that feels overwhelming, I'm going to show you how I break it down. But this is how you're going to just start, knowing how many containers throughout the day you're going to blend together. Now, we also have these cool tally sheets. So this is going to help you with tracking as well. So you can print these off, and I'll show you where you can do that. But these are a really great system to help you keep track, meal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down so you get your proper amount of containers. Now what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here, and I'm going to come back to some of those things that you just saw me scroll past. But here's where you're like, what the heck do I put in those containers? I don't even know. I haven't touched a vegetable in 10 years. So green container, here's all of the veggies that Autumn, or the meal plan experts, recommend that you can fit into your green container. So if you're doing tomatoes, or you're doing banana peppers, carrots, kale, collard greens, spinach, all of these different things, Brussels sprouts, however much you can fit into 1 container, that's your allotment for that particular meal. And then again, you still get 4 of them. Same thing, we have all these foods for purples, we have all of these for reds, yellows, and so on and so on. Okay, and then if you're still feeling overwhelmed, a really cool thing that they've done for us here is, some sample eating plans. So here's some examples of breakfast. If you're gonna have some hard-boiled eggs, cooked oatmeal, and sliced apples, that would be a red, a yellow, and a purple. And then on your tally sheet, you would come up here for meal 1 and check off a red, a yellow, and a purple, okay? So that's how you can kind of track throughout the day. They also have these multiple breakfast options, multiple lunch options, dinner, and snacks. So there's lots of different examples here for you guys. Now, just to keep things simple, if you go back here to where it was, it might pull it back up. There's other PDFs available for you guys. I'm not gonna wait for that to load, but there's actually, oops, hold on. There is some printable tally sheets. You can actually just find these here. Printable tally sheets for you, easy to make. And we also have this PDF for you as well. So it's all of a condensed version of your greens, purples, reds. This one is super easy to pull up on your phone. It's a really easy one to print off. It's an easy one to take with you on vacation or to a restaurant or to the grocery store even, just so you have everything in a condensed version, okay? So that's kind of where you're gonna find all the things that you need. Now I'm gonna stop sharing here for a second and just kind of break down how I do my meal plan. So I kind of tried to write it out here for you guys. I know you can't read this because it's backwards, but I'm gonna show you how I do it. So first and foremost, I have my tallies right here, okay? So I get 4 greens, 4 reds, 2 purples, 2 yellows, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 2 teaspoons. And then I start to list out my day. So for breakfast, I wrote down that I'm gonna have my Shakeology, half a banana, and chia seeds. Okay, so for breakfast, if I have my shake, I know that that's a red, so I'm gonna cross that out. This is weird to do backwards. I know I'm gonna have half a banana, so that's a purple, and then I'm gonna have chia seeds, and that's my orange. Okay, now that's already done. Now I'm gonna work on to my next thing. My next thing is gonna be lunch. So the only reason you don't see a snack there in the middle is I eat breakfast a little bit later, so I'm more of a breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner person with my 4 full meals. For lunch here, I have that I'm gonna have a spinach salad, and I'm gonna add chicken, apple slices, avocado, and quinoa on top of it. Okay, so that would be a green, let's see here, a red, a blue, a yellow, and then for my dressing, I don't know if you can see this, my dressing, I'm doing olive oil, lemon, and garlic, so that's gonna be 1 of my teaspoons. All right, and it goes on to basically say my snack is carrots, and my dinner is salmon, asparagus, and sweet potato fries. Now, something to also note here as I go through, for dinner, I'm probably gonna have about 2 reds, and for my asparagus, I'm probably gonna have 2 greens. So I count that in when I'm doing this. So for lunch, when I would scratch off what I'm eating here, I would have those 2 greens left for dinner to eat down here. So that's how I keep it very, very simple. And now when I go to the grocery store, there's my grocery list also. So it keeps it very easy. Now, I will tell you right now, just a little trick kind of as you're getting into this when you get started, it feels confusing sometimes at first. It feels like a lot. You might be eating a lot of new foods you're not used to eating. You might be trying new recipes you're not used to trying. You're meal prepping, you're having to pack foods before work, all of the things, but I promise you guys, it's gonna be so, so, so freaking worth it. You're gonna be so happy, and after the first week, this is gonna get extremely simple for you. Honestly, by the end of this prep week, you should be ready to rock on Monday and feeling super confident with your meal plan. And imagine how amazing you're gonna feel after those first 21 days. So let's go all in with this. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. Don't hesitate to ask, but otherwise, let's kick things off. Woo!